Hi everyone, I'm the plant propagator and welcome to my channel. Today it is a beautiful day in the greenhouse area of Palmer Orchids here in Bradenton, Florida. So I am in the employees only area at Palmer Orchids and I'm pretty excited to be here. The main display house is getting pretty full. We'll take a look at that in a little bit, but the orchids here are just amazing, and I'm having a great time. I met with Robert, Ashley, Jake, and Tristan, and I think I might be able to talk with Tristan on camera as part of this video, or I might break it into two. We'll see how this goes. I'm learning a lot here from everyone. I am, I guess, relatively new. I'm looking over here because there's some pretty special orchids in here. I'm learning a lot. I'm new at orchid breeding. I've been doing the flasking or the tissue culture for many years, but as I come here I realize how much I don't know about these orchids. So many different orchids, hybrids, and what I talk to the people here about is what kind of crosses are people looking for? What kind of varieties? What sells? What kind of, is it the shape of the plant? Is it fragrance? Is it color? And the answer that I'm getting to all those questions is yes, of course. It's really everything, but there are some things that they've been pointing me in the direction of as far as really some nice details on flower shape and colors and things like that. And I'm just really grateful to be able to be here and to talk with the people and get a good exchange of knowledge. All right, why am I here? Why am I back? Well, I received some seed capsules or some seed from Tristan here, and he challenged me to grow these seed in flask, and I love a challenge especially from the folks here, and I did that, and I returned some of the flasks with large plants to the folks here, and apparently they were pleased with what I was able to generate. So if you come here in a year, maybe a couple of years, you may be able to get some of the products of my laboratory through Palmer Orchids, and I'm really excited about that possibility. The other thing, and the main reason that I'm here, is that the last time that I came here, I bought 15 orchids. I went a little crazy. As you know, I don't have a lot of room at my house. I don't have too much orchid growing space left. I'm growing my own seedlings. It's getting pretty full. I know everyone says that, and I say that too. But I don't have that much space left in my garden. But I bought 15 more orchids, and that was not quite a year ago. I think like 8 or 9 months ago. And the reason that I'm back here is because, as opposed to most other places that I buy orchids from, all of those orchids are still alive, flourishing, and flowering. And that's, again, something that I can't say. A few weeks ago, actually a couple of months ago, I bought 2 orchids from another supplier, and one of them is already dead. And this happens, and you have failures. But I just think it's remarkable that every single orchid that I got from these guys is still alive, flourishing, and doing well. And again, I'm just impressed with that. What that means to me is that these guys know how to grow orchids. They provide plants that are in great shape. As I'm talking with these guys, they do a lot of virus testing on their orchids here. So that is really good, but the quality of the orchids that you'll buy here it's just outstanding. Now, I've also had orchids from RF Orchids. I haven't lost a single one from them, and I'll be visiting them, I think probably in a few weeks to a couple of months at the most. But I tend to go back to the growers that generate the plants that when I buy them, they live and they all live. And again, part of it I understand is my fault. I may not know the exact conditions for a lot of the different orchids, but to me, it's remarkable that I haven't lost a single orchid from the plants that I purchased here. Okay, and again, that's why I'm here, because they really know what they're doing. This is the employee-only greenhouse space, and they have a lot of stock plants that they use in their breeding program and in their crosses. And I was very pleased. When I did meet Robert for the first time today, he said that I could go through and harvest Pollinia, and unfortunately I didn't have that many Pollinia capsules that I brought along with me, so I only was able to collect, you know, a handful, a little bit more of the Pollinia from some of the plants in here. And the nice thing is, he gave me some suggestions for what I should use in my crosses. And he had a lot of suggestions. These people really know what they're doing, and they have a lot of orchids, and the seedlings that they have and the clones that they have, the plant, you know, from the small to the large, they have a lot, and they're full. There's very little open bench space here, but they just keep on acquiring. I should also mention that Robert came back from Redlands either last night or this morning and bought a bunch of plants there to bring back here. So things just keep on expanding, and this place is just great. All right, so what I want to do, I don't know if I want to look at any of the plants here in detail. I'm kind of already, I'm a guest here, and I think I don't want to overstay my welcome and show too many of the stock plants that they use close up, but I'm going to go into the display area, the plants that are for sale, take a look around. I'll take you with me, and then if we have time, we'll talk with Tristan and see if he has some advice or suggestions on any of the orchids that they grow here. Okay, so I'm going to get behind the camera for now, and we'll take a look at the orchids that are for sale in the main house. Okay, I wasn't going to stop here, but it was on the way, so I just had to stop and take a look. So this is the Vanda House, and as you can see, and I don't want to, there's a lot of people here today, and I don't want to spend too much time looking in areas that I can't kind of isolate myself from other people. But the the Vanda quality here is really just outstanding. Now, like I said, I'm not a Vanda grower, so I'm not picking up any of these guys, but from what I've seen is that these are pretty special. And these are just the ones that are close to me. And again, I don't know if you can hear voices, but I got people all around me here, and I'd rather not interrupt the video too much with those other people. Okay, I'm going to look now. People left, so we'll look at a few more. Again, really some incredible Vandas, and I just wish I could grow these, and I wish I knew more about them. If you can hear the background noise, just for your general information, most of the growing space here, you're going to have background noise because they're fans blowing constantly, and you can see the swaying. I'm not outside. I'm in the greenhouse area, and I guess it's more of a shade house area, and the fans are blowing, and it's nice because it's pretty warm, and it just certainly makes it much more tolerable when you have the fans going. But there are spaces that I guess are dead spaces where there's not as much wind going. But again, I'm going to just finish up here and take a look at some of these Vandas from long distance. But a whole wall of Vandas right here, really all colors, just beautifully grown. And the left of me, the right of me, and even, I'll take one more look here, even behind. So this is behind the wall of Vandas. There's just roots and more Vandas back there. It just really is a Vanda forest. I think they bring the ones that are flowering out to the front, so it's nice to have those. Okay, so let's take a look now at the main greenhouse. There'll be mostly Cattleyas, but dens and other things as well. Okay, there's a little bit of open time here where there's not too many people around, or they went somewhere else, but I don't know if you can hear. You probably can. So the fans are running and the misters are going, and it's pretty tropical in here. So there's a lot of plants, as you can tell, that are here. What I'm going to do is I want to show you what I think. This is probably, and I pronounced it differently. I say cordigera, but I think it might be cordigera. So there's a lot of them here. The one that I have in my collection is from Palmer Orchids. So, but that's what there's a lot of Encyclia cordigeras here. And there's the Encyclias are in bloom, but that's all. There's some albas. Here, we'll get a little closer, that are right here. And there's, just as you can tell, there's, oh my God, look at them all. There's a lot of them. So I met, again, I met with, and I'm sorry about the noise, so I met with Robert, and he's fun, he's aggressive, he gets stuff done, and he sells a lot of plants, he buys a lot of plants, and even though he's retired, he's here, it's Saturday, he's here, and he's here all day, and he's working, so it's funny to see this, and it's fun, at least for me, to be around him. So again, these are some, and you can walk up and down these aisles, and there are pictures of images of some of the plants shown here. You may or may not be able to see that. Boy, there's a lot. I'm in the mist stream where I am right now. But you walk up and down these aisles. There's a lot of nidosas right here. But then all the seedlings right here. And these are, these are pretty reasonably priced. I think these are anywhere, not these, I'm sorry, the seedlings that are behind it. I think there may have been some for $15, $20, $25 back in here, but as you can tell, he's loaded. I mean, this place is loaded. Look at all the plants. There's another cordigera going around in the breeze. There's more encyclias here. There's just lots of plants everywhere. And again, most of these seedlings, so you look around, and some of the, back there is some of the nidosa crosses, and they're blooming. They pull a lot of the flowering plants to the front so people can see them, and then you're lured into the back. So there's Cattleyas in the front. Just really some beautiful Cattleyas. Look, there's some dens. I haven't seen too many dens, but they're definitely, and maybe I haven't really looked for the dens, but they are definitely here. I really like the coloration on that. I like the darker, and I like them all. There's a dark one, almost blue, similar to what you have back there. There's just a lot of different things. I gotta get close. I'm sorry, the fan's gonna be really loud here, I'm sure, but I have to get close to this Cattleya. Really nice flower. Oh, and I should also say, where was it? I'm gonna go over. So as we go over here again, more cats. All the display pieces. There's this spotty right there. But here's a nice, so I have the Lodogessii that I have that's right here. This is a little nicer bloom. The color is a little lighter, and it has a little bit more of a flat flower, which I'm told is desirable. So if we go around to this bloom, that is a nice bloom. But again, as you look around here, they have lots of seedlings, so there's a whole range of prices, and I'm getting misted right here, so it's kind of fun. I'm going to walk down here a little bit. I don't know if there's anything blooming down here, but I guess I'm getting away from the fans, so let's go down here a little bit. not seeing too much blooming. I do see, so here's the Randii alba, and I did reach over and take a whiff of these, and it was nicely fragrant. I'm not even sure. I have no idea what that is right there. I'm not even sure if this is, oops, sorry, if it's even in the right place. All right, but the other thing, just to show you, is that they do have phals. If you want phals, they're right here. You know, they certainly have them. I don't think that this is really what they grow. They have plenty of them, as you can. Oh, they do grow them, but it's not the main. It's not their main thing that they grow. So they're into the Vandas and again some of the Cattleyas, but they have just lots. As you can see, if you take a look at the whole place, there's just a few orchids that they have all over the place. Okay, so that's all I have from the greenhouse in here, actually the shade house, like I said. And what I want to do, I'm going to see, you know, let's call this an end to this. I'm going to see if I can get Tristan to spend some time with me and interview him about what his role is here and what he does. But I think I'm going to make another video out of that. So if you liked this video and you want to keep on seeing them, it would help me out if you can click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. Okay, so from Bradenton, Florida at Palmer Orchids, I'm the plant propagator. I hope you enjoyed my video, and happy propagating.